What's up guys, Frugal VC today talking about my crypto portfolio for the bull run. Yes, almost 1 year ago, I made a bag of 8 coins that I recommended for the bull run and I want to see how they're doing. So let's dive in. Before we do that guys, if you like these kind of experiments, you like the stuff we do on this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently, works just fine that way too. We're doing the experiment to find out what works and what doesn't in crypto.
With science.
And also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Non-Fungible Domains and Fractal Monsters. You can check those guys out in the description. And let's just get to this. Let's just get right into this. Oh, and also we have channel members. So channel memberships, if you were a channel member, you'd have seen this video earlier than you are now. That's one benefit for our $1 a month tier. So we have channel memberships starting at $1, just trying to grow that. If you want to help support the channel and see some of this stuff early, you can do that. But anyway, enough of my blathering about that. Let's get to our updated spreadsheet. I just updated this today. Now we are in kind of a lull. So let me actually switch back to CoinMarketCap here. And I got a little slight pump up recently. Sorry, going the wrong way. You know, with Bitcoin going up to over 63,000, which is fine, but you know, we're a little unexcited about that right now because, well, frankly, we've had a big dip and we were up much higher. We were at Bitcoin over 70,000. Solana was over 200. So yeah, we've definitely been in better shape, but I think we're in the run up for fall, a big fall for Bitcoin and maybe a little bit later for the other altcoins. So that's where we are right now, and our crypto sheet should reflect that. So let's see what's done the best. Actually, we've actually done really, really well with Bitcoin so far. Our average entry was around 29,000. So according to our chart, we're up 182%. Solana up 150%. And a lot of that is because this was actually higher, but I kind of bought back in during the dip for Solana, and it's actually dipped a little even lower than that. So I should probably explain these, by the way. So I have my average entry on the left, and I just updated those all today, so they're accurate. And then the number of coins I owned, I had to update all those. And then my total holdings right now. So this is how much is in my 8-bag portfolio, but that doesn't include profit. So if you look at the profit plus holding here, which I've highlighted, this is the actual number. This is how much I have in crypto right now, plus how much I've pulled out. So I've actually pulled out quite a bit. That would be this one right here. I've sold about $1,400 worth of crypto, taking profits on the way up. Now, why do I do that? Well, the whole thing is to create a moon bag. So as you can see here, I have a moon bag. This is my plus or minus. That means how close I am to a moon bag or over. So the only one I'm in moon bag territory right now, totally. And a moon bag sounds like, I should probably explain that. It sounds like a silly crypto term. I get it. I've had people laugh about me using that term. But the idea is, the idea with moon bag, it means you've taken out your initial investment. So everything that's left is all profit. That means you've completely de-risked. You can't lose more than you put in because you can't even lose what you put in. So you're going to be in the positive unless it goes to zero. And even then, if you're over the moon bag mark, you're still in the positive, right? So near goes to zero tomorrow. I still made $64 because I've taken out all my initial investment plus $64. The other ones, I actually was on Solana, but then I bought back in. So I'm a little behind on moon bag territory. So if it went to zero tomorrow, which, I mean, none of these are going to go to zero, by the way. I mean, I shouldn't say none, but most likely none are going to go zero. Crypto doesn't usually work that way unless there's some catastrophic event like Terra Luna. So I want to say it never happens, but it probably is more likely to happen than, well, I wouldn't even say that. I was about to say it's more likely to happen than with a stock, but actually a stock can go to zero pretty easily too. But your big ones, Apple isn't going to go to zero anytime soon. It's just too big a company. Unless there's some huge giant scandal. So like you just never know. And then these are my profit plus holdings. So this is like the total amount that either I have in it right now or I've pulled out. So yeah, Bitcoin almost 3 grand, Solana about 400, a little over 400 for Metis. And you compare that to what I've actually bought. So I bought 249 and total right now is 458. And so we can just look at, it's actually easier to look at the percentage change. So that's how much it's gone up. And you have to remember, I took out a lot of, especially in Bitcoin, I took a lot of profit. Probably was a little over aggressive in that. But the reason I take profits on the way up is you just never actually know what's going to happen. And I think it's better to be safe than sorry. I would rather take a little money off the table and de-risk. By the way, this is probably too small of a portfolio for de-risking. I should probably have about a dozen, but it shows 8 because it's a nice round number. So everything's pretty much up except for a few. So I was a little surprised about this. Solana, I'm obviously up, and I would be up a lot more if I hadn't put some money back in during the dip. Bitcoin, actually, I'm going to start DCAing a little more until it really starts pumping. So that number will change, but yeah, 182%. Solana was my best one, and Near is actually third best at 161. Near's right now it's 220 because I put a little back in, but I was at around 120, 124, I think. So I was quite a bit up. Still am quite a bit up. Metis has done pretty well, as has PYR. So I've done really well on those, and on Mina up 51%. Now Matic. Matic did not go the way I thought it would, I'll tell you that. Yeah, my average entry is like 92 cents, and I think we're at like 52 cents right now, so that's not great. And then HBAR is the other one I'm up on, plus a little bit on Link, but just a tiny amount. Yeah, HBAR up about 22%. I really took advantage of that big pump we had a while back during the BlackRock news, and I don't want to repeat the whole drama around that, but I actually thought it was unfairly portrayed. I do think a partnership doesn't have to mean a financial arrangement. I'm in partnerships on some of my other businesses on the side here, and they don't involve any exchange of money, and I still consider them a partnership. So yeah, XRP, I just, considering the veracity of XRP, I thought that would do a little bit better. And then yeah, Blur, I had an interesting thesis on Blur. Some people called me out on it, and they were probably right. They were probably right. I've been underwater on Blur pretty much since that day, and I was a little surprised because I thought Blur would get a lot of attention, being that they seem to be doing a really good job of taking on OpenSea as far as a NFT market. They just basically wiped out all the fees, as I recall. So that seemed like a good bet, but hasn't done very well. Still could, you never know. And actually down a little bit on SWI, which is crazy because, did I put 75 in? That can't be right. I guess it is. And Link is kind of a push almost right now. So far my best coins have been Near, which is, so you may have heard something about narratives, and I'm starting to learn that narratives are really important in crypto prices and how much they pump. I used to say memes and vibes, and narrative is probably a slightly more precise way to say that. So Near really has the AI narrative, and then PYR has the gaming narrative for sure. I'm not sure about Metis or Mina, but they're doing very well. And HBAR I just like, Now, I know I'm gonna get questions about Algorand not being on here, and that's because I don't just hold a lot of loose Algorand. All my Algorand is in, like, a big chunk of it is either tied up in Lofty or it's in Tiny Man, earning that way. So not a lot of, I got about 400 algo loose that are just sitting around waiting to be used. I'd rather put it to use. That's what I use Algorand for. I use it for actually doing things in the ecosystem. And I kind of want to explore more SWI stuff too, because SWI is a very interesting project. So, but yeah, end result is, I'm basically up 92%, which is kind of neat. So, most portfolios, if you're up 92%, like, that's pretty good, right? Although I don't know where this is coming from. If this is my totals, it's because I sold a bunch. Yeah, because this is how much I actually bought. I bought 2,900. And my total is about 15,700. So, oh yeah, that's about 90. It's almost 100% up. Kind of hard to argue with that, right? So when people say, I read an interesting article talking about how Bitcoin actually wasn't a great investment because it's so volatile that when you have a big swing down, you have to make that much more in percentage on the way up. I kind of get it, but for one, most people are going to DCA when Bitcoin is down, and they're going to sell off on the tops. So that kind of takes care of that. Also, like, his point was that so far it's been making up for that volatility, but someday, like, those returns are going to start diminishing. But I think when those returns diminish, when the upside returns diminish, so will the downside, right? Like, it's just going to make sense that if it becomes less volatile to the upside, it's probably going to become less volatile to the downside. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I get the point. He's talking about geometric returns versus the standard way we think about returns, but I still think you're probably just fine. And I think people have done pretty well in Bitcoin. So as have I. I've made money in Bitcoin. It's gone pretty well, so I can't complain. Anyway, that's my portfolio update for this week. And even with kind of a down market, Like you can see, my portfolio still did pretty well. And this was a portfolio I put together just for the bull run, other than I had some loose Bitcoin laying around. So I've kind of added to that as part of my plan, but also been adding to these other ones. One that's not included in here is Atom, and I really got to remember to add that in. I don't have that. I have that actually sitting on a separate wallet, and it's earning like 12 or 13% just staking, which is why I'm really excited for Algorand to do that. And I don't know what the pool rewards are going to be, but they're consensus rewards. I think they're supposed to start quarter 4, so that'll be exciting. Anyway, curious to what your picks for the bull run have been so far and how they've done. Let me know about how your portfolio has done. Like I said, I really believe in diversification. Usually around 12 assets is where you kind of maximize diversification. There's sort of a law of diminishing returns that kicks in after that. But it's pretty incredible how much risk you can remove from the equation when you reach around the 10 to 12 level. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Like I said, leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So thanks to everyone who's subscribed so far and who's become a channel member. Again, you get these videos early if you sign up for our channel membership, which is only $1 a month, and we have other tiers as well. And otherwise, I'm Frugal BC, and I will see you in the future.